Today, we get a chance to look at the spookiest and most mysterious course theme in Mario Maker 2. I'm going to show you 8 unique Super Mario Maker 2 ghost house ideas that will spark your creativity. Let's get started. Boos are playful creatures who are nice beings at their core. In this idea, the Boos just want to help us out. Because Boos move toward Mario when he looks away and stops when he looks at them, we can create some fun challenges that require assistance from our ghostly friends. A Boo can hold a giant dry bones that we can jump on to reach a distant door, or bring a P-switch that allows us to pass through blocks. By placing munchers on the Boos, we essentially make a table for other items to float on. Here, we use trampolines that can hover towards us that, when lined up strategically, can allow us to reach the top. An interesting variation of this is to make a Boo flying machine. Put POW blocks on top of the muncher table and have Mario jump on to soar above the ground. Depending on where he stands and looks, the flying contraption can move left or right while slowly ascending. We can put enemies that we have to avoid, like flying Koopas or small mischievous Boos that want to push Mario off. One image we typically associate with ghost houses is an old grandfather clock. It's even a ground decoration that appears in the ghost house theme. For this one, we take the idea of the clock to a new level by erasing the clock in each room. To start, we need to create a clock by using a fire bar in the middle of a circular area that we can make using ground and slopes. We add track lines and an on-off block at the top to tell the player what's going to happen when the fire bar makes a full rotation. We then also add an off-screen timer that's going to activate the on-off block at that exact moment. To make a simple timer, one way to do it is to use a bob-omb that walks into an area with a burner and an on-off switch. Once the bob-omb explodes, it matches up perfectly with the clock full rotation. Because the bob-omb is a one-time use, the player can't just wait in a safe area and try it again. They need to be fast enough right away on the first try. Once we have the main mechanic in place, we can design rooms around speed and platforming challenges. Anything that you see in a typical speedrun is fair game here, from spin jumping over grinders to jumping into side trampolines to move swiftly. Add in P-switches or have the blocks switch from red to blue to extend the room past the initial time. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell for endless level ideas. What's scarier than a Boo? How about a stack of Boos that make a scary Boo tower? In this course, we have to avoid ghost towers while we move through platforming challenges. These towers start with a piranha plant as the base, which holds all the Boos in place on top of it. We then put these stacks on conveyor belts that are connected to on-off switches. Every time Mario hits the switch, the towers will shift. He needs to be careful to move quickly after activating, otherwise he's going to become ghost food. With this mechanic in place, we can start simple obstacles like running forward before the stack catches up, to more complicated platforming challenges. We can use 2-state blocks to change where Mario needs to run as he is avoiding the Boos. For a real challenge, add 2 switches that need to be hit in one run to open up the path to the exit. This idea can be an amazing combination of speedrun elements while still giving the player a chance to catch their breath between each challenge. Ghosts tend to hide important things like blocks that let you clear the course. Luckily, we have a magic mirror in this idea to reveal these secrets. Using a vertical subworld, we can make a course that wants us to travel upward but doesn't scroll left or right. We then split the course down the middle using ice blocks as our magic mirror. As Mario progresses through the course, the right side reveals the true locations of hidden items while he uncovers them on the left. This can be really simple, like a hidden block to let you move upward, or more interesting, like a lava bubble trap. The mirrored effect causes players to think twice about which block to hit so that they don't get burned. We can hide moving hidden blocks on tracks for a bit of a challenge, and add platforming to vary the gameplay. We can even make areas that look like they would kill you, but are actually completely safe. Once we reach the top, we can shatter the magic mirror to finally escape this mansion of secrets. What's the most unique ghost house idea you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments. We all know that boos love dark places. In this idea, we use the ghost house night theme to reduce our visual senses. This course is designed around sound effects. Before each set of challenges, the player hears a series of sound effects with a visual icon accompanying them. Each one corresponds to an action. We can start with one that makes us jump and one that makes us crouch. We can teach the player by starting with a single sound effect and presenting an obstacle. Once they associate the two together, we can expand on the string of challenges. We always include a P block indicator for the player to know when to do each action because they're not able to see. This is a great way to let players take the level at a slow pace or give speedrunners a chance to work quickly, even with the lack of vision. Taking this further, we can use more sound effects in combination to our previous two. We can give a sound for throwing a shell forward and one specifically for throwing a shell upward. The possibilities are endless as we add crouching to slide under icicles and to ride on two-state conveyor belts. We can also require the player to keep the mushroom power-up throughout the level by adding hidden blocks that are only triggered as small Luigi. The idea can be as simple or as complicated as we choose, but has great potential for a unique but fair challenge in the dark. Ghost houses are riddled with mischief and trickery. In this idea, we put the player in situations that look dangerous or impossible, but actually keep Mario safe and let him progress. Now, most of you know that I'm not a fan of troll levels that intentionally trick the player and kill them, but this type of anti-troll level is fun for everyone. We can put semi-solids behind spike traps to make it look deadly, but the semi-solid actually makes it safe to walk on. Skewers will destroy hard blocks that fall from tracks at the exact right moment. A simple track setup like this will stop skewers from dropping for 2 hits. A hidden donut block behind a grinder that drops down will save the player from being sawed in half. This part looks like we're going to land on a pack of prickly pokies, but a thwomp hits a POW at the last moment. You can put semi-solids behind one-way gates to make it look like Mario will fall into the trap, but is actually able to peacefully walk to the pipe. Some of the coolest things you can do involve the use of spawn blocking. I'm going to put a card up here and leave a link in the description for a video that explains it in detail, but essentially, you can place items or enemies in the same space as the red blocks that won't show up until an on-off switch is triggered, making them transparent. We can make a boss suddenly appear by having Mario run off screen to activate the switch and run back to where he was before. This is great for a ghost house because it feels like the enemies are returning from the grave. Be sure to give the genius creators of all these courses some love by playing their levels. The codes are in the description below. Scroll stopping is a powerful tool that can be used in a completely unique way. Going through the same door can change which areas of the level we can access. To make this work, we need to build a course that has nothing above the first screen. This allows us to vertically scroll stop without making the wall go all the way from the bottom to the top. We then split each horizontal screen into 2 equal areas with vertical walls in the middle and add doors that can move between them. To break this down, if we enter into a room from the right side of the screen, the game will load that room and the room to the left. To demonstrate this, we enter the key door that spits us out on the right, and so we can see rooms 1 and 2. This also works in reverse. If we enter from the left side, the game loads the room we entered and the one to the right, and we can still see rooms 1 and 2. Now, if we enter the other door that we have set up, it works the same way, but it's going to reveal different rooms. Because the regular door spits us out on the left side of the screen, we now see rooms 2 and 3. If we enter again, it spits us out on the right side, and we see the beginning and room 1. This course uses the idea of scroll stop manipulation to create challenging puzzles for the player. They must gather items and figure out how to return to specific rooms while being able to jump over the top of the screen to adjacent rooms. They must gather POWs to be used to destroy enemies or as platforms to stand on. Traditionally, ghost houses have always messed with the player's mind to make them figure things out before progressing. In Eerie Estate, we add secrets in each main room where something needs to be learned before finding them. One secret we can add to our levels is donut blocks that are hidden behind fire bars. Even though we can't see them, they function as normal when standing on the fire bar and will drop down when activated. To teach this ability, we create a hint room where we lead Luigi to jump upward on top of fire bars so he can see that the donut blocks will fall. We also add a sound effect and a coin trail to let him know to enter the door by falling on the hidden donut block. When back in the main room, Luigi needs to find which fire bar has the secret donut block and write it down safely to exit through the pipe. Another mystery is that hidden blocks can destroy bullet blasters. To teach this trick, we send Luigi into a hint room after gaining the Super Leaf power-up. He then receives the clue to spin and is led toward an exit pipe but gets stuck against a bullet blaster. When spinning, he learns that bullet blasters can be destroyed when a hidden block is behind them. Now, when returning to the same main room, he needs to put his new knowledge to the test to spin his raccoon tail and find the hidden door. Power-ups like the Super Leaf can add so much to our courses. To see more power-up level ideas, click on the video on the screen right now. For more Mario Maker 2 inspiration, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. I'm Arrowstotle, and thanks for watching.